welcome to my vlog slash haul slash come with me. As I'm filming this, it is May 2026 and we are going to Leamington Spa, or Lemmy Spa as I call it, and we are going to visit the Spicy Librarian. When I say me, it's me and my husband. I've never been to the Spicy Librarian before. It's relatively new. I think it opened up last year or earlier this year. I don't quite know, but it's still quite new. For those of you that don't know, though I'm sure if you're clicking onto this you may have heard of it, it is a independent bookshop that specialises in romance. It's a romance bookshop basically, but it's also got like obviously for romantasy, all the kind of subgenres, yeah, all the different kind of spin-offs of that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I have been to Leamington Spa before, but only briefly. How I plan to do this is that I will try and film what I can in the shop. I believe they also do have a cafe, and they serve alcoholic drinks and like tea, coffee, cake, all the rest of it. I don't know if we'll do the cafe. It depends on how we feel and how busy it is. It is half term this week in the UK, or at least in England, so that means it's probably going to be quite busy there. We don't live too far away from Leamington Spa. For us it's about roughly just over an hour in the car, maybe a bit longer. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not the biggest romance reader. That's not to say that I've never read romance. I don't like the genre. It's an okay genre for me. I don't mind it now and again, but I'm not like a huge romance reader. I prefer dark romance and I prefer kind of rom-com comedy romance. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I think it was said it's one of the biggest romance bookshops in Europe, independent romance bookshops in Europe. I could be wrong, so I don't know. Like I said, never been there, so it'll be interesting. It will be a first time. Yeah, I also will show you some other, like, because I'm obviously not just going to do book shopping there, so if I do buy other stuff, I'll show you that as well, but feel free to skip ahead on the bits that you're interested in, because I understand that some people might not be interested in the non-bookish stuff, so that's absolutely fine. Yeah, we'll see how it is. I'll give you my honest review. I'll let you know if I think it's worth visiting or maybe just skip it. What I actually did like about this bookshop, why I really want to support it as well, is because I saw on their website and I heard in their podcast as well, they talk about this a lot, about how like romance readers are predominantly women. I know that doesn't mean all, you know, not men don't read it, blah blah blah. I'm not saying that men don't read, but it is predominantly women. A lot of the authors are also by women, all the rest of it, blah blah blah. It is a largely women dominated genre. I know in the past and even nowadays women are often looked down upon because of romance, and romance isn't like taken as a very serious genre and all the rest of it, and I like the fact that they put somewhere on their website, I can't remember exactly what they said, if I can find it I'll put it here somewhere, but it said something along the lines of like, we wanted to create a safe space and like a non-judgmental space for women to like love this genre and like talk and interact with each other and all the rest of it, and browse safely and not feel like ashamed about it, which I love, and I think that's really great. And when I have seen pictures and videos online, I think it looks amazing. I think they've done a really good job. From what I can see online, I think it looks beautiful. Here in the UK, we don't have a lot of independent bookshops that specialise in one genre. It is almost quite niche here in the UK. It's not to say we don't have any, but they're very few and far between. Whereas I know in like other countries, especially America, it seems to be more of a thing. And so this is why I want to support. Yeah, there's loads of reasons, and you should try and support your indie booksellers where you can. I know it's not always possible. Yeah, I'm actually really excited, guys. So come along with me and I shall show you. You'll see loads of clips. If I can speak in between, I will. I always feel a little bit awkward filming in like shops, especially if they're quite small independent shops. This is the kind of shop I feel that people just expect you to film in, because it's quite all like take videos and pictures, because it's quite a well-known one, like it's been all over social media. So I don't know, I don't, maybe I won't feel so awkward. I don't know. I might not actually buy anything. I doubt it, but I might not. Like, I'm not just going to go there and buy stuff for the sake of it. Like, if I genuinely don't see anything that I think tickles my fancy, then I'm not going to. So I'll take you along with me, and at least you can have a good look at it and I can tell you my honest thoughts. So anyway, I'm going to shut up now. See you in a minute. Okay, we're here at the car park. We arrived just after 10. The car park is called Station something, but I'll put it here. We're about to walk over now. Yeah, and it was about £3 something. £3. All right. It was £3.75 for about 11 hours. It's about what, 15 minutes?
15-minute walk.
Yeah. So I shall see you in the next clip where we arrive at the Spicy Librarian. How much have I spent?
£112 on mortgage.
That's not that much. That'll be cheap mortgage. About £112. Yeah. Oh, it was amazing though. I did love it. I am going to just quickly tell you my thoughts about the shop, what I liked, what I think could be improved, because I do think there were some slight improvements, what I liked about Leamington Spa, all the rest of it. But if you do just want to skip straight to the haul, then feel free to do that. Leamington Spa, I should say its full name, sorry. Leamington Spa is very lovely. It's quite small. There aren't a lot. There are some chain shops, but they're not like loads, so just bear that in mind. You're not gonna have like Primark, places like that. They did have a lot of charity shops there. They had The Works and they had Waterstones. Now, I did buy all book items. There was nothing non-bookish, although technically kind of there is, but not really. So I think that's it in terms of general Leamington Spa. They do have a few parks and stuff there as well, so like, you know, in the summer it's quite nice. I feel like there may have been some stuff we may have missed, but I don't think so actually, because like I said, it is a fairly small town, but I kind of liked that. It wasn't like overwhelming or like overcrowded, and bearing in mind we went on a Saturday during half term as well, we thought it was going to be really busy, and like it wasn't actually that busy. Let's go into the Spicy Librarian. I'll give you my quick thoughts about it. I'm not going to go into like massive detail, because to be honest there's not really a lot to say. As I mentioned in one of my clips, I might have mentioned it, I don't know if I did, I went over budget. I spent about £112 in there. My budget was about £100, so I only went about £12 over. I do actually have stuff I need to get this month. That wasn't sensible of me. What will I say about it? It was nice. It was decorated lovely. I will say, and maybe this sounds pretty obvious, but just in case you're not aware, under 18s are not allowed in there. So please don't go with young children or teenagers, because yeah, there is actually a bouncer on the door. At least I think that's what he is. There's a guy on the door, and you do feel like you go into a club a little bit. We didn't go into the cafe, as in like we went in there, but we didn't order anything. We didn't, you know, eat or drink in the cafe. Didn't have anything to do with the cafe basically. And I know a lot of people won't agree with me, and there were a few people in there, you know, drinking, eating, whatever. I don't think, maybe this is a bit of an unpopular opinion, I don't think I kind of wish the cafe wasn't there, because me and my husband said after, like, as nice as it is, it just felt like, oh, I could do with more stock. Like, they could have done with a bit more books. Now I know it's only just recently opened, I do understand this, but I just feel like it could have done with a little bit bigger. A little bit more stock. There was a lot of stock there, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know, I just feel like it could have branched out a little bit. I just don't think the cafe was needed, personally. I get why they've done it. I think it's still cute, I think it's nice, I just don't think it's needed. Maybe like it would be nice in the future to see it be expanded slightly. I don't know if they can do that, and if they can't, then fair enough, I totally get that, but it would be nice to see them expand, whether it's literally bigger or maybe they can go upstairs. I don't know, like I don't know, but I would say that it would be nice to see them expand. I think maybe get rid of the cafe. I just don't think it's needed, but I get why they've done it. It was a bit awkward to get around sometimes, because like I said, the cafes, it is kind of towards the back. I don't know, it just feels a bit awkward because you're kind of like browsing and people are sat behind you. It's just like, yeah, it's just a bit strange. That's just my thing, that's just my little thing. The only other thing I will say, and this is very much a me thing, I do realise that it's me just being overly critical. As you may know, I don't like hardcovers, but especially dust jackets, and I know I say that, and I've got a hardcover here with a dust jacket, but that's because they're usually gifted to me. Now they did have a lot of paperbacks, so don't worry, obviously, because you'll see my haul in a minute. There were some that I really wanted, but they only had the hardback, so I was like, oh, because I really wanted them. And like, I know that's just me and that's just a me thing, but just maybe there are some of you like me, and so I will just say that, be prepared, because they only have certain editions in hardback, but that could just be because they're new as well. But there were some that I recognised that weren't as new. I thought it was fun. I love the concept. Like I said, here in the UK we don't have many like this, if at all, so I love the concept of it being, you know, an independent bookseller who specialises in one genre. I think that's brilliant. They had a bit of merch there as well, which I quite liked. You do feel kind of like a sense of community when you're there. Like, it just feels nice. There's like kind of a safe space for girly pops to like girly pop. What the hell am I going on about? I remember I was looking around, there was like, I've never heard of that. And I don't know why I was that surprised. I'm not like a huge romance reader, so it's not really that surprising. But normally, you know, I've been on booktube for a while, I've been on BookTok, you know, you get to, even if you're no interest in it, you can't, if you're a book lover, if you're in the book community, you can't not hear about certain books, even if you don't read that genre. Like, it's almost like, you know, you'd have to be living under a rock. Even non kind of book people would probably know about them. Do you see what I mean? I was quite glad about that. I was like, oh, I haven't heard of that one actually. Well, that looks fun, you know. So I loved that. I love book browsing. Like, it's one of my favourite things to do, because you discover new titles, and I love that. The only other thing I think they could slightly improve on as well is they didn't really have like labels anywhere. I don't know how to explain this. To me it was obvious. Maybe to someone else it wouldn't have been, but like, they didn't have like, okay, this is the sports romance section, this is the romance scene, this is the dark romance. And maybe some of them are mixed, and that's fine. Some of them contemporary, some of them are rom-com, you know, whatever. Maybe they're slightly mixed all together, but they usually fall under one. I could tell, like, okay, this is definitely sports romance, this is this, but other people might not be able to. I don't know if I'm making sense, but yeah, I think they could have just done with a little bit more labelling, signage. I did love it, so please don't, you know, think I didn't love it. Do I think it's worth going? Yes, especially if you're a romance reader. If that's your main genre, 100% you need to go, and you're from the UK and you can get there easily. Yes, please do. I do think it's worth the trip, and not just to go there, but obviously, you know, Leamington Spa itself is actually really nice, so yeah, definitely go there. I think they could do like some background music as well, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Like, no, nothing loud, nothing overwhelming, nothing loud. I felt like there was just little tiny things missing, like little things. But I get it, it's only just recently opened. I'm being overly critical, I do understand that. So yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea, and like I said, I spent a lot of money there, so something must have happened. The only thing is would I go back? No. I don't think I'd go out of my way to go back. However, if I was in Leamington Spa, if I was in or, you know, near the area, I want to go. If they expand, I might go back. If there's a particular event that really captures my attention, I might go back, because they do a lot of events there as well. So I think that's all there is to say about it. I will show you my haul, but just before I do, I will show you the books that I didn't get from the Spicy Librarian first, just to get those out of the way, and then, because there's not as many as those. So this is the YMCA charity shop, and it's a really big indoor charity. Well, of course it's indoor, but you know, it's in it. What I mean is, it's in an indoor shopping centre. It's a really big charity shop, and it had a lot of books in there. If you know me by now, if you've been on my channel, this will not surprise you. Guess what I picked up? A Holocaust book. Of course I do. I love reading these type of books, which sounds really weird, but I don't know, there's just something about these books that just speaks to me. I don't know why. But anyway, it's called A Mother's Promise by Rennie Salt with Kate Thompson. My true story of surviving Auschwitz and the horrors of the Holocaust. Another Auschwitz book. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I got Joan by Joan Hannington, and this is the ITV drama edition tie-in. I have watched the ITV drama. If you haven't seen it, please go and see this. It is so good. It's a real life story, and it's set in the 80s about a woman in the 80s in London, and she is, okay, I'm gonna read the blurb because I can't really explain it. Joan Hannington was the most notorious female figure in London's criminal underworld during the 80s, earning her the nickname the Godmother. With her stunning looks, Joan was constantly underestimated, but she used this to her advantage and became an undetected mastermind in high-stakes jewellery theft. Guys, the ITV drama is so good, so good. Like, and that is Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones. She's actually amazing in this. It is so good. Like, I honestly, it is so kind of moving. It has a lot of like feminist undertones as well. I keep saying that, it's so good. It is so good. And I was like, you know what, this has made me want to pick up the book now, because I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this woman, and she was a freaking legend, let's just say that. Respect, because honestly, she kind of played the game, do you know what I mean? Anyway, why am I like glamorizing drug? Well, actually no, she didn't do drugs, I don't think. Why am I glamorizing crime? I don't know. Anyway, Lemmy Spa's The Works was really good. They had a really good The Works there. So I picked up Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This has now been made into a Netflix film. At first I wasn't sure about this, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick it up because I saw it and I was like, you know what, it's The Works, they're cheap, so, you know, £5. Also, I better be able to get this sticker off. The Works need to do something about this sticker situation, because yeah, I'm actually kind of scared I can't get it off. I'm sure most of you know what this is about, but if you don't, I will read very quick blurb. After Tova Sullivan's husband died, she began working the night cleaner shift at the Solwell Bay Aquarium. Keeping busy has helped her cope for over 30 years, ever since her son Eric mysteriously vanished on a boat. One night she meets Marcellus, a giant Pacific octopus living at the aquarium who sees everything, but wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors, until he forms a remarkable friendship with Tova. But it talks a lot about grief, and I think it's from the perspective of the octopus. And I'm going to be honest, when I first heard about this, I was a bit like, I don't think that's for me. But you know what? I will give it a go. I will give it a go, because I've heard a lot of good things about this. I do actually really like that front cover. It's really nice, and also it looked really nice on my shelf because I don't have many yellow books, so maybe I bought it for the cover actually. But I don't know, I think it could be quite cute. And then another book I got from The Works was called Raising Hair by Chloe Dalton. I've heard a lot about this. This is a memoir. True story, obviously, it's a memoir. I think it's based on this woman's time. I think she lived in the country, I think. I don't know why I'm like, I can literally read you the synopsis. Let's do that. I don't know why I'm like trying to guess it. But when Chloe, a city-dwelling professional with a high-pressure job, finds a newly born hare endangered, alone, and no bigger than her palm, she's compelled to give it a chance at survival, despite being the least likely caregiver to this wild animal. Okay, so literally just made all that up. What I just said was a little rubbish. She's actually, she lives in the city. Does she live in London, does it say? Well, it doesn't say, but she lives in the city. She raises a hare, a newborn hare, and they develop a relationship. They develop a really cute bond, and like I said, it's a real story. I think it was during COVID this happened, and I think it like changes her whole life or something. So yeah, I think they're actually thinking of making a film out of this as well. So this is why I was like, okay, I want to read this. And I've heard only good things about this. This is one, again, another one where I'm like, I've only heard good things. I did actually want to get this more in a charity shop, but I couldn't find it. Something I will say as well, actually, there was I went in there briefly, but it got really busy. There's an Oxfam bookshop. It got really busy. I did have a brief look. It was quite good. They also sell CDs and vinyls, but it was so busy, and yeah, I got a bit overwhelmed, so I didn't really. There probably is some footage, but I couldn't really. Yeah, when it's too, you know, claustrophobic in a shop, I get a bit like, I'm out of here. Technically, the non-bookish item I got, which was the Spicy Librarian mug, and that's their like logo. I do think that's a really good logo, and it's all red inside. They did actually have one for Pride as well. It had like a rainbow over it. I think I'm going to use this as a bookmark holder actually. This is the thing that I actually regretted buying. They had loads of merch, which again you probably would have seen in my clip. They had like hoodies, they had tote bags, they had key rings, and they had condoms, which I thought was quite funny. I kind of regret buying this, because I think this was like, I don't know how much this was. I think it was like £10. I don't know. And I was like, I don't really need this. Like, I've got loads of mugs. I'm probably not going to use it. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I kind of wish I didn't buy this. It's cute, but it's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to use it a bit more colder. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, it just looks better like that. Let's get on to my haul, because I'm sure that's what most of you are here for. I'm going to shut up now and just get straight into it. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guys, I bought 8 books. Again, I think I actually regret buying this one. What was wrong with me? What were they spraying in the air in that shop? Because I'm like, why did I buy this? Because guys, guys, don't judge me. Credence by Penelope Douglas. There's a reason I bought this. So this has been on my TBR for a very long time. And I always wanted the physical copy, because I was like, I know I'm going to need to tap this. I will tell you what it's about before I do. I have read some other Penelope Douglas novels, books, whatever before and I hated it, but I always give authors a second chance. This sounds really controversial, but I actually kind of like the sound of this one, but everyone has said it's not good. So, well, not everyone, obviously, not everyone. I'm like, I don't know if this is actually going to be for me. And also I do love that front cover, I actually do. But anyway, let's get into it. So Tiernan D. Haas, is that how you say it? Sorry if I said that wrong, doesn't care about anything anymore. The only child of a film producer and his movie star wife, she's grown up with wealth and privilege but never love or guidance. And when her parents suddenly pass away, she knows she should be devastated, but she's always been alone, hasn't she? Yeah, I think this is about her parents die and she has no siblings, no other family, but she's got like a step uncle, and so she goes to stay with him, and he lives in quite a remote area with her 2 step cousins. I think it's his son, so wouldn't that be her step cousins, yeah, or something. It's to be romance, so it's her with the uncle and yeah. Do I need to say more? This might even be a DNF for me. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. Now, I've been on the fence about this one for a long time because, again, don't do fantasy, but this is, I think, cozy fantasy. Well, technically romantasy, I suppose. It's got found family in, and I love found family. I think it has. I think it's the one. But it says, she found magic in the most unlikely of places. Mika Moon follows 3 rules. Hide your magic, keep your head down, and stay away from other witches. Mika is good at being alone, and she doesn't mind it, mostly. But when she's invited to teach 3 young witches at the mysterious Nowhere House, Mika jumps at the chance for a different life. As she comes to care for its quirky inhabitants, and Jamie, the handsome but prickly librarian, belonging somewhere feels like a real possibility. It sounds like it could be enemies to lovers, which I'm not keen, which I'm not keen on. I do like that front cover though, it's really cute. But I have heard quite good things about this one, so I was like, okay, and it's got found family, and I usually like found family. I don't know if I'm going to live, laugh, love it, I'm going to be honest with you, but we'll give it a go. Unwanted by Mia Sheridan, and I think this is the first book, and I think there's 2. I've never heard of this before, and can we just, guys, I think that's stunning, that front cover. I mean, some of you might be too young to know this, but this is so Tumblr coded, like I can't explain it. It's so Tumblr, it's so Instagram as well. It's just so like, I don't know, there's something so 2010s about this. Like, I don't know what it is, but to me this screams 2010s. Like, but I just think that's stunning. That's so like American, you know, like, oh my god, that's what am I going on about, seriously? But that's so like, that's just American, isn't it? Like, look at that. Or Canadian. It was Canadian, actually. That looks Canadian, maybe not American, but anyway. When wilderness guider Harper Ward is summoned to the sheriff's office in Helena Springs, Montana, oh, so is that America? I think it is, to provide assistance on a case, she is shocked to find that the only suspect in the double murder investigation is a man described as a savage. But the longer she watches the man known only as Lucas on the station's surveillance camera, the more intrigued she becomes. He certainly looks primitive, with his unkempt appearance and animal skin attire, but she also sees intelligence in his eyes, sensitivity and expression. Who is he, and how is it possible that he lives alone in the forest since he was a small child? As secrets begin to emerge, Harper is thrust into something bigger and more diabolical than she could ever have imagined. And standing right at the centre of all is Lucas. But is he truly the wild man he appears to be? A cold-blooded killer, an innocent victim, or a perplexing mix of all 3? So it sounds like she has to kind of meet this hunky kind of guy, and it goes from there. I don't think this is spicy. I think this is just romance, which is fine. I don't always have to have spice in there. I am intrigued by this, I'm gonna lie. I'm very intrigued. I don't know, I just, something about this, I think abandoned cabin, I don't know, it was singing to me. Early 30s by Josh Duboff. This is something I thought, okay, as someone who is going to be turning 30 this year. I don't know if I mentioned that before on my channel. That's all I talk about. I'm going to be 30 this year. I'm going to be 30 because it's freaking me out. Anyway, this jumped out at me. This was like, for you. It's about friendship as well. It says, sometimes friendship can be its own love story. So I think it's friends to lovers, which I prefer, which I enjoy. So I think it's more to do with that. Victor and Zoe are getting older, and it's beginning to be a real problem. Best friends for a decade in New York City, they have supported each other through bad dates and office drama, late nights and hungover brunches. But when tragedy befalls Victor, his once unbreakable bond with Zoe really starts to crack. It sounds cute. Let's go for it. Again, I've never heard of this. Also, can we talk about that cover, because that's very millennial cool, isn't it? I'm a millennial, it's fine. I can take the piss out of millennials because I have one, but that's so like I don't know if you know, if some of you follow my TikTok, but I've been saying for a while that I really wanted to read Monster Smut, and I've heard a lot about this one, so I was like, yeah, we're gonna do it. Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. This is, I think, a romance between Georgie Carruthers, a human woman, and Vectal, an alien from another planet, and she goes to an ice planet. I think this is actually a series. Obviously this is the first one. Ooh, is there pictures in this? Wait, what? Oh no, have I got a dud version? Wait, what's going on with this? I don't know if it's me, but is everyone else's copy got this? I've got 2 blank pages. If you've got a physical copy, let me know. and it's like stuck together. Wait, what? Oh no, I've got a dud copy. You kidding me? Guys, what? I've got a dud copy. It's been printed weird, look. If I knew that, I would have actually exchanged that, because that's kind of annoying me. I'm not happy. Spicy Librarian, sort it out. But no, it's fine. It is what it is. It's kind of my fault as well. I should have checked, but you know, you don't always know, do you, until you start reading. So check your novels, check your books when you go to the Spicy Librarian. Maybe it's part of the book, but I don't think it is. It looks like a printing error to me. Talking of monster smurf, they had The Orc's Rage by Leon Riley. Guys, they actually had like a Shrek one as well. Like it was obviously meant to be Shrek, but obviously not Shrek because of copyright. Look at him, like he looks like. Anyway, stop it, behave. So Cedar is not just a peasant, but a peasant servant sold by her parents in exchange for a cow. When orcs arrive in her village, she's not heartbroken to see them murder her vicious master. But when she's caught fleeing, the leader of the orcs, a foul and scarred beast, decides to take her as his own. I know I always say I don't do fantasy, but this is different. This is gonna be hot. It's gonna be spicy. So I like the look of that. They only had one copy, and I remember like this is what I mean about the kind of like some of the stock there. I was like, there's only one copy of this. Maybe it's me, guys. Maybe it's me. It probably is. You know, fair enough. I always say it's probably me because it usually is. You know, like when you go to a bookshop and there's one book at the start and there's all these other books. I always want like the book behind. I'm weird like that, and that looks like a fun time. This one, which again, not heard of this, not seen it. It's called oh my god, I can't even say it. Formaldehyde by G.N. Bamforth. I'm gonna put it there and then you can read that. I cannot actually pronounce that. But all I saw was a masked man and sprayed edges green, and it's like a weird kind of like, I think it's a novella. Oh, it's signed. Oh, baby. Oh, so he goes, this is a taboo horror. It's signed. We got a bookmark. Oh, property of Ethan Ashcroft. How do you say that? Former hideout. But anyway, all I saw was a blonde girl, a masked man. Then, yeah, have it. Take my money. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. That's all. And got a baseball bat. I was a part of her and she was a part of me. Two souls connected by blood. I don't need to know anything else. That's enough. Atmosphere, a love story by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I feel like I don't need to talk about this. I feel like everyone knows about this. I have been on the fence about getting, oh my god, they gave me so many free bookmarks. I've just seen that. As you may or may not know, I have read Seven Husbands. That's it. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I really loved that. I gave it 4 stars. I didn't think it was perfect, but I absolutely did love that. But when I've seen some of her other works, I'm like, I don't know if that's for me. I gotta say, I do love that front cover, and I've been waiting for it in paperback, so I thought, you know what, if I do see it, I think I'm gonna get it. It's about space though, and that's why I was put off. People seem to either love it or not like it. There's literally no in between. I've seen people go, it wasn't for me, and I've seen people go, I love this, like this is my life. So I don't know, but I feel like I have to try it. I think it's her latest one as a film in this. Set in the 80s. It's about, I think it's LGBT in that. I think it's sapphic, I think. I'm gonna give it a go. I know I said it before, but I love that front cover. That's all I have for you guys. That's the big haul. That's everything that I bought. If you have been to the Spicy Librarian, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do. I'm nosy and I like to know. If you are planning to go, let me know. If you have read any of the books that I've mentioned, let me know. Please, if you can, if you would like to, please do leave me a like and or a comment. It really does help my channel. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to me. I would love that. I would love to have you part of this channel. If you can, if you would like to, please do leave me a comment. If you're not sure what to put, then just do an emoji, a love heart, whatever. Again, it just helps my channel, so thank you. And thank you so very much for watching. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I shall see you, as always, in the next video.